Hello everyone. Last week in the agent briefing, we got given this updated roadmap. You can see here that Season 10 goes live in September, 11 goes live in December. They discussed Year 5 and loads of other things as well. Season 10 actually goes live on September the 13th, but the PTS for that goes live today, and that's what this video is about, because we're going to be covering everything that's going live in today's PTS. It goes live at 3 p.m. Central European time, which is 2 p.m. UK. I'm not sure what the other times are around the world, but you can preload the PTS for Title Update 16 Season 10 now. So we will show you how to preload the PTS and show you how to get on that if you want. Anybody can take part in the PTS as long as you got a PC. It's not available on console. It's a question that a lot of people ask. It's only on PC, but I will cover that before we get into all the patch notes, because in Title Update 16 and Season 10, we're going to get new exotics, we're going to get new gear sets, new brand sets, we've got 2 new legendary strongholds, we've got countdown changes. There's quite a lot going on, so we're going to cover all that in today's video. And then later on tonight from 8 p.m. UK, I'm going to be streaming the PTS. I'm looking forward to it, and we're going to have a little go at countdown and have a look at those changes, but we're mainly going to be focusing on the new legendary strongholds later, and I can't wait to see what's happening with them. So if you enjoy today's video and want to check it out the stream later, make sure you hit subscribe to support and come and see that stream later as well. Hit like and share in the video, and we're going to get straight into this now. First things first, how do you get a hold of the PTS today? Well, you can preload it now, as I said, and you do need to be on PC like I've already said. You just want to load up Ubisoft Connect, and you want to click on Games. If you own the Division 2 on your Ubisoft Connect account, the PTS should just appear here on your games. Obviously, it won't be under the installed category if you've not got it installed, but if you just go down to My Games, you should find the Division 2 PTS just by owning the Division 2. There has been instances in the past where that's not the case and it wouldn't appear for whatever reason. You could try doing a search through their Connect store or contacting Ubisoft support if it's not showing. But you just got to click on install from your games. From here, it'll go into your installed games. Now, if you've never installed the PTS before, it's going to be over 80 GB in size. But if you've already got it installed like I have, it's only a 6 GB update today, which is very, very quick. Get that done before 3 p.m. Central European time to be ready to go for when it launches. And this is what we can expect in today's PTS. I really can't wait to get onto this just because of the new legendary. We're just going to read through the patch notes now and give a bit of an opinion on the new items as we go. So patch notes for the PTS. It says, please note that the new features mentioned below are still being worked on and are therefore not in the final stages, obviously. Final 3D models for some of the new gear and weaponry items are still pending. Placeholder assets are used instead. So preload is available now, as we just discussed, and it may state that it's Tu16, but that's just a visual bug. Patch size, as I just mentioned, is 85 GB if you've not installed it before, 6 GB if you have. So the countdown changes coming in the PTS today. You will get in the new difficulties. So we do want to cover this in the stream later, because I want to see what the heroic is like. So you can now play countdown solo on normal mode. There's a hard mode, which is designed for groups of 8 casual players, and there's a challenging mode, which is basically the current difficulty of countdown, designed for a group of 8 match-made players and can be completed by a team of 2 to 4 hardcore players. And then heroic, best for 4 to 8 hardcore players. So tonight on stream, we're going to give that heroic difficulty a go for sure. I've got 4 others lined up, so that could be interesting. They did mention in the agent briefing last week about new countermeasures, and they didn't discuss what they were, but they've got them in the patch notes here. So we've got skill suppression. Once the enemy is dead, an EMP will be deployed. Disruption effect that can affect agents and the skills in 15 meters radius. The activation benefit, enemies no longer deploy an EMP after they die. Players reduce 25% preliminary skill cooldown if they kill an enemy within 15-meter radius. For explosive resistance, enemies gain 100% explosive resistance. Deactivating that, enemies no longer have extra explosive resistance and agents gain 25% explosive resistance. Not going to read through all these, but there's a reload speed one, an armor protection one, hostile skill damage resistance, agents hazard resistance, headshot resistance, and critical resistance. You can just pause the screen now if you want to read through what all those do. Other changes, to prevent the players from being kicked out of the group by the group leader before and during the extraction, the feature is now disabled. So you'll no longer get kicked. That's been happening. I did read somewhere on the known issues board, which we've not mentioned in the patch notes, People are a bit unhappy that there's players that are just jumping in to get their hunter kills at the start for the named items and then jumping straight out, leaving them with a smaller group to complete the countdown run. Well, what they've done and what they've not mentioned here is they've added better loot to the hunters at the end. So the initial hunters, I don't think, are dropping as good a loot as they were, and you've got to stay to the extraction to get the better loot from the hunters, and they're hoping that fixes that. Fingers crossed. So the new gear that is coming in Title Update 16 and Season 10. We've got the Arquebus Brazos gear brand set. The 3-piece bonus is stated there. For 1 piece, it's going to give you 10% skill ace. For 2 pieces, it gives you a skill tier. And 3 pieces is going to give you 20% ammo capacity. I'm not overly excited by that brand set. I don't think the brand set in the last season was much good either, to be fair. But you could probably definitely make use of that 2-piece 1 skill tier bonus. I'm thinking hybrid builds. Be interesting to have a play around with that, I guess, for sure, to see if there's any good hybrids you can make. But the gear set that is coming is called the Umbra Initiative. And for 2 pieces of this gear set, it's going to give you 15% critical hit chance. 3 pieces of crypt gives you 30% reload speed. And 4 pieces of crypt gives access to 2 unique talents based on the player positioning from the shadows and into the light. So from the shadows, while in cover, you're gaining 10 stacks per second up to 50. Each stack will give you 1% critical hit damage and 0.5% RPM. Buff does not apply while shooting from cover. While out of cover, you lose 4 stacks per second at normal speed and 2 stacks per second if running. And then into the light, while out of cover and in combat, gain 10 stacks per second up to 50. Each stack will give you 0.5% armor regen when it is consumed. Stacks consume 10 stacks per second only in cover. So it looks like you've got to like charge it up from cover and use that out of cover from the shadows, and then into the light you've got to charge it up out of cover and then get into cover. I kind of like the sounds of that. That'd be an interesting gear set to play around with for sure. The chest and backpack bonuses. If you get the chest talent, increases the stack from 50 to 100 and gain 20 stacks per second from the shadows, and backpack increases stack from 50 to 100 and gain 20 stacks per second from into the light. Definitely an interesting gear set there to have a look at. I don't know whether it's going to be one where you just play around with and then throw in a stash eventually, because that's kind of what happens normally with most gear sets, but it'd be interesting. The new weapons and talents that are coming in the update, we've got 3 exotic weapons. The Dr. Home, which is the exotic variation of the M1a QCB rifle. See a lot of people looking forward to this. The talent Dr. Home. Shooting an enemy with Dr. Home applies a mark, and when killed, marked target drops a 15% armor repair kit. The kit doesn't give bonus armor. Only the weapon owner can see the armor repair kit. Once the player picks the armor kit, all party members receive the heal. That sounds really good. I like that. I like that a lot, to be fair. That sounds really good. There's Bloody Knuckles, which is finally we've got a second pair of exotic gloves. The talent is over the top. Throwing a grenade or striking an enemy with a melee attack activates the Seeing Red buff. Seeing Red grants 20% weapon damage and 100% melee damage. Seeing Red lasts 20 seconds and a 60-second cooldown. While in cooldown, striking an enemy with a melee attack or hitting an enemy with the effect of a grenade will complete the cooldown instantly. I'd have to play around with that. So, yeah. Busy Little Bee is the 3rd exotic pistol inspired by the lightning rod, and the talent is Busy Little Bee. Each shot to a different target increases weapon damage if player keeps shooting at different targets. Each shot increases 10% to a maximum of 200%. Players have 5 seconds to shoot between each target until they lose the stacks and must do it again. When the time is over or the player shoots the same target, they'll gain an extra 5% damage for each stack they were able to get on the next shot. The stacks will remain even if the user changes weapons. I quite like the sounds of that one as well. We do have some named weapons as well with some talents coming. So we've got the Lefty, which is the ACS-12 named shotgun with a talent perfect sledgehammer, which is new. Dealing damage with a grenade, applies a mark on target. Targets with marks take 40% more damage to armor and minus 10% movement speed. And we've got the stage left with the Socom M1a. Again, it comes with the talent perfect sledgehammer. And then sledgehammer and perfect sledgehammer we just discussed there. The normal talent, dealing damage with a grenade, applies a mark to target. Targets with marks will take 30% more damage rather than 40, and the movement speed is 5% rather than 10. This is what I'm most looking forward to in Season 10, apart from the Manhunt. I think the Manhunt's going to be really, really good, especially after Season 9's Manhunt. I'm very excited for that, seeing where the story is going. But we've got legendary Strongholds coming. We've got Tidal Basin and Manning National Zoo. So both are getting legendary difficulty added to them, and that's what we're going to be focusing on later in stream for sure. I can't wait for that. I'm hoping to get these completed later in stream as well. I really want to complete both of these. I'm very excited. And we've got some quality of life improvements as well. Added server time in the main menu. Added a quantity preview for material caches that allows to see what's inside before opening it. Removed an interval of randomization for material caches to allow the maximum of each material to be obtained when opening the caches. You can read the rest if you want. Pause the screen. There's some other quality of life improvements. Character, they added a character customization allowing players to change the body type, skin tone, and face shape after starting the character progression. So that's cool. So if you want, I'm guessing you can change gender, or basically fully change your character if you want to now. And finally, materials and resources. I'm very happy about this when they did this in the last season, but they've adjusted it some more. The cap is raised for 3 main resources, namely food, water, and components up to 500 units, and cap raised for all crafting, optimization materials, and DZ credits. For more information, see the table below. So you can see here, we can now get 999 shade calibration, 999 field reaction data. That's all been increased there. And also the DZ credits the cap's been increased to 999. And with your materials, I think most of them are already at 9999 anyway. But yeah, all that's good. I think that's a very good adjustment to the game. The only thing I'd like them to also do is, like, with the optimization, do you know, like your, I don't know, you need chest piece alloy or whatever it is. I think the cap's 1000. It'd be great if they could increase that to 9999 as well, because I think I've got everything capped out, and when I come to optimize, it goes very, very quickly. It'd be good to have more of it. But that is it. That is everything for the patch notes today. I am going to link this down in the video description if you want to come and read it yourself. I'm very excited for Season 10. I'm even more excited for Season 11 with the game mode as well. But I can't wait for these legendaries. We'll be streaming them later. So come and check out the stream from 8 PM UK if you want to see some of the countdown changes, and if you want to see those brand new legendaries hopefully getting completed. Fingers crossed we can do them. I really can't wait, especially for the zoo. The zoo's the one that I'm most excited for. Let me know down in the video comments what you're most excited for, the zoo or Tidal Basin. We're going to end this video here. Thank you for watching. Don't forget to like and share to support, subscribe if you're new, and now you're done, come and check out our community. It's linked at the top of the video description. Come and check it out. Till next time, thank you for watching, stay safe and peace out.